All right, so we are one day out on Rise of Skywalker, and there's some interesting things that have gone on in just one day. This movie is going to be at least a month of spectacle and amusement, more than likely. Critics are still flipping out, and audiences so far seem to maybe like it, which I find surprising, considering at least I consider the movie to be a huge mess. That's just my opinion. If you liked it, that's great. I wish I could have liked it. I wanted to like it. I want to like Star Wars. I love The Mandalorian. I think that show gets it. This movie, to me, was a complete disaster. If you disagree, that's okay. I'm not here to try to change your opinion on it. If you liked it, cool. I do want to point out that there's some weird things going on with this Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Clownfish TV is pointing out some very interesting things about it that I was taking a look at, and I got to agree. There's a lot of 5-star reviews with profiles that have no profile picture. They're just leaving 5-star reviews. They're not really saying anything. It's very strange. A lot of verified user accounts that have never left any other reviews before. It's some interesting stuff going on. So it'll be something to watch. I'm going to pay attention to it and look into it a little bit more. I don't want to comment on it too much until I know more. But I do want to say that there's some strange stuff going on. Also, here's another thing I'm going to be watching. So how is Star Wars Rise of Skywalker going to do as a whole over the weekend? I think it will have a big weekend number. But there's some things to look at. Like, how does this compare when you look at Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker? Where does it fall in the Disney money-making pipeline, right? That's going to be a big thing that I'm interested in seeing. And one area where this movie is not going to make any money, which is going to be a huge blow, is China. For some reason, Star Wars, I don't believe, has done well in China. And it's looking like Rise of Skywalker is going to follow suit. Variety here is reporting that it's on course to be the weakest performing installment in the new batch of Star Wars films. They can't break into that market very well. They're trying to do some new things. They have original novels that are going to hit China. They're specifically being made for China, so they're trying to get the lore and fandom over there energized. It's a big market, so it makes sense that they want the movie to perform well there. I just don't think it's going to. They're just not taking to this movie. When you see headlines like this, China box office, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker crashing and burning, beaten by local blockbusters. I wasn't shocked by this news. Like I said, China has never really taken to these Disney Star Wars movies, and I wasn't expecting this one to take off over there. However, it does reinforce my opinion that I think this movie is going to struggle to hit $1 billion. A lot of people are saying it's going to hit 490 million globally by Sunday. I don't know how much I buy that because I've seen a lot of empty theaters. A lot of people are on Twitter posting, the surroundings at their movie theaters. Even when I pulled up to the theater, when I went and saw it yesterday, I was like, this is empty. Like, there was nobody there. I really honestly expected a sold out movie theater, a packed car lot. I pulled up, it looked like the theater was empty, and it really blew me away because every time, I remember when I went and saw The Last Jedi, the parking lot was packed. Say what you want about the movie, but opening night, because I saw Last Jedi opening night, first showing as well, that theater was sold out. Same with Force Awakens. The parking lots were jam-packed. People were walking all over the place. Hell, my movie theater has a bar in it. Nobody was there. You would think if this was a big movie, there would have been people there drinking, having a good time, because Star Wars, unlike a lot of other movies, is an event. So I'll do a video Sunday and tell you what the numbers are for the box office and if it's a flop or if it's going to exceed expectations. We'll talk about it Sunday for sure. I want to wait for the receipts to come in before I make any kind of claims. But I do think that I can say it's going to crash and burn in China, which is a huge revenue grabber for Hollywood. So another thing that's just salty and fun to talk about is how the critics are slamming on this movie. And they're slamming on it for reasons that aren't quite the same as a lot of the YouTube critics on how the movie is a complete mess. They're slamming on it for ideological reasons. I did a video on that as well. The real reason critics hate Rise of Skywalker. There's definitely some honest reviews out there. I think Collider did one where they talked about how it's a complete mess. But for the most part, critics are just mad for reasons like this. We need to talk about the Rose Tico situation. Spoilers, okay? Spoilers. It's not even really a big spoiler, but if you saw the movie, there's one thing you'll notice is Rose Tico wasn't really in the movie very much. She wasn't. She was very limited. She was just kind of there as an emotional cheerleader, like, yeah, go get them, guys. She didn't really do anything. She was kind of a useless character in The Last Jedi, and her toys didn't sell. They had like battle armor Rose Tico and normal potato sack Rose Tico. Those figures didn't sell. I think the only person that bought the Rose Tico figures was Ethan Van Sciver, who really riled up trolls with his videos on her. It was great. I think he's the only one that bought them. And when you have a character that just doesn't appeal to anybody, well, they get kind of limited. So naturally, they just kind of put her in the background. Maybe if we give her a couple of lines, the critics will be happy. Sure enough, they're not. She should have been a main character, and you have them spurging out about it. They wrote a whole article about it right here. Even in this article, the 20 worst parts of the Rise of Skywalker movie, you go down here. Sure enough, number 18, pretending Rose wasn't a main character. But congratulations, istophobes, your complaints were heard. Well, listen up, man. If you people liked her so much, you should have bought her merchandise. Don't blame people. No one really complained about Rose, other than she was kind of a worthless character. Let's be honest. And that's criticism of The Last Jedi. It has nothing to do with Kelly Marie Tran. I think she's a beautiful woman. And, if you can give her a part that, makes sense, great. But she was just literally there to do some subplot with Finn. Finn's only job in the movie was to validate Rose. It was really bad. It's one of the many complaints to why The Last Jedi is a garbage movie. And I don't think Rise of Skywalker is that great either. But it's funny that they're all freaking out about it. A lot of the reviews that hated on the movie, they all pointed that out. Where's Rose Tico? Well, you should have bought her merchandise. Sorry. Money talks. A lot of these people on Twitter and these critics, they want to sit there and they want to sling mud. But the fact is, none of them support anything. They expect people to just go out and love what they love. And when you don't like it, they shake their finger at you from their ivory tower. And sure enough, none of them went out and bought anything with Rose Tico on it. So naturally, they're not going to push the character because she didn't make any money. It's just all funny to me. So anyway, this is all tinfoil hat stuff, right? I can't prove anything going on with the Rise of Skywalker's tomato audience score. Maybe people legit like it. Anyway, I stand by my opinion on it. I didn't like the movie, but it is fun to see salty journalists mad about Rose Tico. It's always fun to watch that stuff. Hey, you guys should have bought her figures. I don't know what to tell you. That's what drives stuff right there. That's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Give me your thoughts. Remember, comments and likes really help push a video and the algorithm. It's called engagement points. Sorry, got to ask you guys to do that stuff so much, but it's the only way that I can compete with big channels like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, which totally trends, right? It's very natural that people love stuff like that. Also, make sure you like, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.